Hello everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and in today's video we're going to be discussing should you get a CDL automatic license or a CDL manual license. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's explain. So there's a new rule now when you take your road test. If you take a road test in an automatic vehicle, that means you're going to have a restriction on your license, which means you can only drive automatic vehicles. That's whether you go for a Class A or a Class B, does not matter. If you take your road test in a manual transmission vehicle, which means you're going to have to know how to shift, that's going to mean that you can drive anything that you want. So that's one thing that students are always kind of asking us, hey, should I go for the automatic? Should I just go for the manual? What's going on? So now the main answer to that is we usually recommend people going for the manual transmission, because now you're not going to have the restriction, which means when it comes to finding a job, you have that much more ability to find the job that you want. But for people who have a hard time shifting, we say no problem, go for the automatic, because there are a lot of jobs out there. Now let's discuss exactly what kind of jobs are automatic, what kind of jobs are manual trucks. So if you're looking to go with a bigger company, and we're talking about regional or over-the-road companies, most of their fleet now is currently automatics, which means that they don't care about your restriction. They just want you coming in with your license itself. They're going to train you up again before they put you on the road with an automatic truck. The main reason why those companies go with the automatic trucks is it's one less thing that they have to worry about when it comes to fixing. I know here at the school we have a few automatics and a few manuals, and every time that a manual truck transmission clutch gets burnt out because students are learning, it costs the school $1,200. And imagine, we only have a few trucks compared to these companies who have thousands of trucks. Of course, people make mistakes. They grind out the gears, they burn out the clutch. Imagine $1,200 every time you have to replace a clutch. That's not a fun thing to pay for. So they're willing to pay a little bit extra for the automatic trucks, so then they have less maintenance issues on that. Now, if you're looking to just stay local itself, we highly recommend that you go for a manual transmission vehicle, because a lot of local companies are smaller, which means that they really don't change their fleet out as often, and which means that most of them still have the manual transmission vehicles. All right. So on the CDL road test itself, we are going to test you, if you want that, on how to make sure that you can drive a manual transmission safely, which means you're going to have to know how to drive a 10-speed transmission if you want to take the truck with us, and you're also going to have to know how to double clutch. If you want to find out more information on how to do both of those things, give us a call, 908-525-3609. We're here to help you out with any questions that you have on that. Now, there's another dilemma. Some people say, well, what if I just go for the automatic and I want to take that off later? Well, that's perfectly fine. If you have an automatic license, or a license with an automatic restriction on it, I should say, and you want to remove that restriction so you can drive anything that you want, you are going to have to go to your local DMV and purchase another CDL permit. And then you're going to have to go to the road test in a manual transmission vehicle and just take the road portion. So you don't have to go through the whole test all over again, which is great. You just have to make sure that you can show that you understand how to drive stick shift. And if you go for a Class A license the first time in an automatic, you can technically take a Class B vehicle that's manual transmission, just take it on the road, and if you pass, then all of a sudden they're going to remove that restriction when you go and upgrade your license. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you kind of helped you out on deciding which way to go. In worst case scenario, if you still don't know, go for the manual transmission vehicle. We here have driving simulators. We're one of the few schools in the country that actually offer things like this, where we can actually make sure that you understand how to shift before we ever put you on the road. So if you've never driven a truck before, if you've never driven a stick shift car before, it's actually easier to teach you how to drive if you're on one of these things first, before we put you on the real truck itself. So if you have any questions whatsoever, give us a call, 908-525-3609, or I invite you to take a virtual school tour at cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. That's cdldrivingacademy.com/tour. Thanks. Have a great day.